guys, and all the rest of it. But what does excite me in South Africa, and I'll end it my 15 minutes, is people always say, oh, it's this and that. I think we're putting off a wonderful World Cup, which everyone can see. But often people say, oh, it's another Zimbabwe, it's going to go like the thing. And I always say, in the 16 years of democracy of South Africa, we're on to our 4th president. Our first one left willingly, Mandela. Our second one left unwillingly, President Mbeki. He wasn't going to stand for a 3rd term, but he did resign as president in his term. Our 3rd one was, as he called himself, a casual labourer with Salema Motlanta for 6 months. And then he decided to stay on as a deputy president after being asked by Zuma, which I just don't see that happening in other places. I really couldn't see Bill Clinton becoming the vice president for Barack Obama. So it's just fascinating. And then, of course, we're on to the Zuma era, which I do believe will last the 2 terms. But it's going to be an era which I don't think you're going to get one voice, and there's going to be a lot of clinks and jinks in the road. And Zimbabwe, in their 30 years of independence, still got the same president they had, and we are to our 4th. And we've already had the split in the ANC with Cope. Hasn't been too successful. I think a very big missed opportunity. But still, the opposition's there. The DA is very, very noisy. And at this stage, the ANC, when it comes specifically to the Israel issues, no friends, no huggy. There's not going to be wonderful state visits between Bibi there, Bibi here, Bibi in South Africa, and President Zuma here. But I do think that there is an understanding of the importance of the State of Israel. There is a belief that security is vital to not only the Jews of Israel, but to the Jews of the world. And slowly but surely, it's an uphill battle, and we keep fighting, and in the true spirit of the Jews we've been fighting for many, many thousands of years. We'll keep it up, and we're not going to let it down, and we'll keep chipping away at the block. Thank you.
Thank you, Zeev, for that informative 15 minutes of your time. Greatly appreciated. We're going to hear from Avrom, after which we'll take questions from both Avrom and Zeev. Avrom, please.
Firstly, thank you, the Nation, the Telfed Executive, for hosting us here tonight. If there's anything that you don't like or agree with what I say, just blame Telfed, and David Kaplan in particular. Because in my first election in 2002, I won by 1 vote, and that was David's. and they wanted to try and get it disqualified because he was a foreigner and all the credentials are wrong. But somehow I was lucky. On the one recount was 2, so it was always yourself and the late Chief Rabbi that claimed my victory. But on that note, I actually want to pay tribute to Telfed for the incredible role that they played in transforming South African Jewry in that crucial period of 2002, sort of 2000 to 2002. It was a very dark time for Zionism in South Africa. Essentially, the South African Zionist Federation had collapsed and had ceased to function, and there was very little going on in that space. The power and sort of the shift of the community was moving rightwards towards the ultra-Orthodox organizations who have very wonderful attributes, but strengthening Zionism and Israel's unfortunately not one of them. And Telfed realized this. They sent, I think it was David and Sid who came out, they interviewed all of that. I think at the time I was a young leader in Mizrahi, and they saw this huge gap. And it was very much through their efforts, firstly, that Israel Center was established in South Africa, and then that they helped to put a new leadership into the South African Zionist Federation. And South Africa today is transformed. It's a country which in the last 2 years has sent 800 olim to Israel. Israel is now the #1 destination for South African Jews leaving South Africa. That's from probably 4th or 5th 10 years ago. every single Jewish child gets to go on an organized program to Israel before they matriculate. And it's just, the Yom HaTzmaut, Yom HaZikaron functions attract literally tens of thousands of people. And it's literally your intervention and help at that critical time has helped